In this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make a nice dubstep bass sound inside of Reason. So go ahead and open up Reason. I'm using Reason 5 at the moment, but I think it works with all copies, all versions. So if you haven't already, open up a new document, and then make sure you've got a mixer there, and open up a mouse drum. That's not a mouse drum, that's a Thor. Open up a mouse drum synth, and then initialize the patch if you haven't done already. So you should end up with a sine. Drop the octave of the sine, and that's a nice little sub bass there. Turn off oscillator A and turn on oscillator B. Set it to a square 16 wave and turn down the motion all the way. And drop it 1 or 2 octaves depending on what you like. I like that quite a lot, to be honest. Turn the shift up to make it a bit more grungy if you like. Turn on legato and turn up portamento to about 25 or 30. There we are. Turn on oscillator A. And now turn on all these buttons here. Basically it routes both the oscillators through the filters and through the shaper to make it sound a lot grungier. Make sure the shaper's turned on and set it to clip. Set both the filters to band pass. And turn down the frequency on both the filters to about 40. Turn up the res to about 25 on both the filters. And now this is your main section here. This is going to be controlling the main bass sound, how it opens up and how it sustains and everything in the filter envelope up here. So the amount will decide how much the sound opens. So if you open it a tiny bit, if you turn it up a tiny bit, it won't be that effective. But if you turn it up about halfway, you can see the sound's a lot brighter. So you want to turn the release off because we don't want to worry about that. We haven't got any release on our synth, so that's fine. Turn up the sustain because we want the sustain to last forever. So it's going to last forever. And turn up the attack to about a third of the way up, to about 41, 40. Probably a bit more than that actually. So now I've already got the basis of a nice bass sound. So now just fiddle with the frequency and resonance dials on the filters and the amount dial up here until you get a nice sounding bass sound. Right, that's a very basic sound there. Let's add some modulation. So go up to the modulator B section up here and set it to a sawtooth wave, this one here. Turn down the filter to about 9 o'clock, so minus 40. Oh, don't forget to set the tempo to 140 like I just did. 140 is standard dubstep time. Sync the modulator B sync it and set it to about 1/8. That sounds quite cool, you know, just a nice little sound. Right click the mouse drum and insert a scream distortion unit to add some punch to the sound. Set it to tape because that's the cleanest and my favourite, to be honest. All the other ones sound a bit messy. So yeah, leave it to tape. And then turn on the body and mess around with the res and scale on auto dials. And these ones here, I usually leave mine on A because A is the brightest. If you And then mess around with the damage as well, just to make sure. I'm going to turn my rate down a bit because I think it's a bit fast. Yeah, that's alright. Right, we've got a nice little bass there. I'm going to add some simple drums in. I'm going to show you how to do it as well, in case you don't know. Right click and initialize your redrum. Here is an initialize patch. If you haven't done already, open up a nice kick. I'm going to use Danny Bird's Super Kick number 8. So typically place it on 1 and 7, the kick. I'm using Danny Bird's kick and snare here, just for example purposes. So place the snare on number 9. And now it's time to add some hi-hats. I'm going to choose a random hi-hat from this folder here. That one there's okay. So yeah, mess around with the hi-hats, get a nice little shuffle going on. You can use the shuffle function quite well in dubstep, but I'm going to leave mine unshuffled. This is what it sounds like when it's on shuffle. A bit too hip-hoppy for my liking right now. So add a ride cymbal, a nice simple ride. Where's mine? Trance. There's some nice rides in here. So they last for a bit too long, those rides, so you can cut them down using the length dial here. I'm going to turn it down as well using the level dial. If you want to add a reverb to a single drum, hit the tab button, just once, hold down shift, right click and insert a digital reverb. Now hit tab again and look at which one's your snare. So mine's channel number 2. Hit tab once more, route the snare into the reverb unit and then back up to the main mixer. I'm going to use small room for the setting and turn it right down so it's only a very subtle effect. Just adds a bit more realism to the drums there. I'm going to add a clap finally. Got a bit once again I'm going to add a reverb. So hold shift, hit tab, hold shift, right click, insert digital reverb, and just route in number 5. There we go, we've got a nice little basic bass line and a nice basic drum pattern. Let's have a quick jam. So yeah, just mess around with your synths, mess around with the rates, different waves types. Always makes it more interesting. Be creative. These sounds will be available on my website, vursomusic.com. So yeah, head over there, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Cheers.